Paul, first of all, just some reflective thoughts from the game against West Bromwich Albion. How do you look back on that game?
Yeah, same. So, well, it's basically what we're going to take from what we're going to show the players this morning is that shape, how we wanted to work it, and the positives from it. So how it worked in possession, how we created chances from it. Yeah, so the positive, because we did use it a bit last season and we wanted to practice that. So we'll go through those bits, which were very good today. And then there'll also be a bit at the end where I felt we could have created more chances with a bit more conviction in the box. So when we're getting down the sides or putting balls in or across, we speak a lot about getting bodies in there, but then even when bodies in there, being aggressive and attacking space. So for the boys who just joined us, Readers, Macca, people like that, and then boys playing on the outside midfield, Blaster, Tommy when he came on, they need to understand that they've got to score goals as well. We did a lot last season with like Flecky, Ozzy, Sander on the outsides, Morgan, and about making the box and scoring. So it's important that we recap on that and make sure everyone's on the same page, because like I said, there were lots of good things, but we should have. I thought the game was there for us to win, and we could have won it.
You mentioned Tommy Doyle, great to get him some minutes finally. How close is he to where he needs to be starting games for you now?
Well, he's fit and available, but yeah, he's missed the vast majority of pre-season and the games. That's his first minutes for us, so yeah, we're really pleased to have him back training and playing, and that's why it was a good game for the likes of Tommy and some others. But yeah, they've just fallen behind, either because we're late in the building or in Tommy's case he picked up an injury. So yeah, we need to keep them training hard, playing. There'll be opportunities, you know, with the fixture schedules we've got. But we know it's not just going to come. They're not just going to be up to match speed and playing 90 minutes straight away. We're going to have to work them and get them there.
Is it the same kind of thing as well for the likes of Reader, Cadra, just building him up at the moment?
Yeah, definitely Reader. So again, great to be able to start Reader and Macca. Reader's had a little bit of game time with us, not too much. Macca's just had 20 odd minutes when he's been away with City. So yeah, we need to keep him playing. We need to keep him training. And yeah, there are a few of the players that need the minutes, you know. We've got Bill coming back. He's been improving and getting fitter day by day. Ollie Mack now. Obviously you've seen Rian now playing 90 minutes. So yeah, for some they are a little bit behind, but everyone's on the right path.
You mentioned James McAtee. Did we get a few glimpses, especially in that first half, of the undoubted talent that he's got? Yeah,
he can handle the ball great, and he was involved in a lot of our best stuff. Could have had a couple of goals as well, which, you know, will disappoint him, because we have brought him in for goals and assists and to be involved in the top end of the pitch. So yeah, I thought he showed moments in that what he's capable of with the ball.
We know how highly rated Ollie Arblatter is around Sheffield United. Where do you see him at this moment in time, and how close is he to sort of pushing the first team regulars at the moment?
He's pushing, but he's got to be better. He's got to be better. He's got some good players to get past. So it was a great opportunity for him to play against some good players as well, and some real experience in West Brom's midfield. And I think, let's say, a compliment to the likes of him and Macca was, you know, Steve changed his shape at half-time to match us up and go man for man in a diamond in midfield. So they can take that as a compliment. But yeah, it's also be evident for Blaster, and he'll have felt the levels and the big step up that he's faced. And then league football, intensity championship football, there's another step up again.
Moving on then to Middlesbrough, games coming thick and fast, of course. First of all, on the injury front, how are you looking coming into this one?
Yeah, we're getting a couple back. Basher's back with the group. We obviously mentioned Tommy, the likes of those, people getting minutes, so that's healthy, that's good. We'll check on Ozzy again, because like I say, Ozzy did have a scan after the Millwall game where he was feeling something, his hamstring, it was all clear, but he was feeling it again in the game. So it may be something neural, you know, something related somewhere else, so we need to check up on that. But apart from that, yeah, people are getting closer.
Ollie McBurnie being another one of those, a goal and some minutes for the under-21s the other day, which is a positive for him. Yeah,
first 60 minutes for a long time, I think since, it might be April, end of March. So yeah, we want to get him back firing, back playing, and yeah, I've said it before, probably a big part of, if we're going to be successful, is getting him and Rian scoring and firing. You know, there was a big outlay on them too from the club a couple of years ago, and you know, cash isn't never ending. You can't just keep, you know, writing off 20 million here, 20 million there. We've got to get them firing and scoring. So yeah, we'll be working hard to give them the opportunity, give them the support, and also a kick up the backside when's needed to go and produce. And yeah, they've both got the bit between the teeth. And like I said, we just want the goals from them.
And with Ollie and Billy obviously on the comeback trail, good form from Daniel Jefferson during pre-season. It's something you didn't have at the back end of last season, but you've got some real competition up there at the moment, haven't you?
Yeah, and I think it's really, for me, at the top end of the pitch in particular, having those bodies there during games as well, you know, to make in-game changes, whether you're winning or losing. I think it's really important for that, to give you that fresh energy at the top end of the pitch. Not only if you're winning to help see the game out, but to capitalise then as the game gets stretched and there's maybe more gaps, you're bringing on fresh legs at the top end of the pitch who can capitalise on them spaces and score more goals. Likewise, if things aren't going to plan or you're struggling to break down a really tight defence and there's not much space, you've got different options again. So yeah, we on the side, I definitely felt that last season it was harder to win games because we didn't have those options. So we'll get these boys back fit and firing and we'll have plenty.
What can we expect from Middlesbrough?
Tough game. Watching them this season, not too much has changed in terms of their approach and how they want to play. They were obviously back the second half of last season. Since Chris went in, they went on a real good run, and we're expecting the same sort of tough game. Every championship game's tough, fine margins. If you're the slightest bit off it, you can come unstuck. Add to that, we're playing away from home. It's a top team with a top manager. Then we know it's going to be a tough game, but one we'll prepare for, one we're looking forward to. And from our point of view, we say it all the time, when we perform, when we play to our capabilities, then we're a match for anyone.
Obviously, you know Chris, he knows you, you work together, you manage against each other. There'll be no real surprises, will there? You know a lot about each other's game and how you want to play.
Yeah, and yeah, like I say, it's nothing new in terms of that. One or two different personnel involved on the pitch, but yeah, I don't think we're surprised in terms of how tough the game's going to be, and we know we have to be at his best. Chris will be saying the same to his players to compete because we're coming up against a good team. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a good game. We've had some good teams we've played early on in the season so far, and this is another one, you know, to see where you're at, see how competitive you are, because I think, as I said, Watford, West Brom, Millwall, Borough, for me, are all going to be like top half teams, you know, barring any real surprises or errors. So they're good games for us to have early on.
Same for both teams, of course, but everyone's having to play through some quite intense heat at the moment. How are the players kind of coping with that?
Yeah, the other night weren't as bad because we had shade on the pitch when we kicked off, and obviously it was an evening game, even though it was hot and muggy. Sunday may be different, still high temperatures forecast, and obviously middle of the day there's going to be no escape from the sun. So yeah, but listen, you were away, you've seen us in Portugal and most teams anyway. Here with the heat wave we had here, we've been training it now for a few weeks. So while it may not be comfortable and the most pleasant thing, it's something we've been training for and been getting used to. So yeah, it's the same for everyone, same for both teams. It does have an impact on the game, definitely. You know, the tempo of the game and maybe how quickly the game slows. But again, we've got 5 subs again this year, so that's where that comes in handy.
And just finally, you were asked about this last night after the game. There's been a lot of speculation around with Sander. What's the situation with that, Paul? Yeah,
there's been a lot of speculation all summer about it. We have had bids, yeah. Bids have been turned down. And that's it. And like I said, from my point of view, Sander knows how much I rate him, and I want him here. I don't want him to go anywhere. And luckily enough for me, the club, Prince Abdullah board, are feeling exactly the same way. So that's great, because you know, as much as we've worked hard to bring players in, yeah, regardless of, you know, our financial situation, and we've worked to a framework. We know money's tight everywhere. Just as important is keeping players in, and from my point of view, yeah, Prince Abdullah board deserve credit for keeping our players here. So yeah, it's just as important for me, because you don't want to lose your better players, and Sanders certainly showed on Saturday that he's one of our better players. So yeah, Sander, along with any others who we've been receiving bids for or speculation, We want to keep hold of him.